All right. From our seventh grade. All right, we are in the classroom, seventh grade science with Miss Jones. Today is Monday, April the 27th. We are working on module 7.3, lesson 1, taken from reading 1, what happens in my body when I exercise. The main thing that we're going to actually focus on in this particular lesson is energy and our body and how it uses energy. When you hear the word energy, what do you think of? So just think about that for a moment. When you hear energy, what do you think of? Let's brainstorm the word energy for a minute. You tell me your thoughts. You can write them down as a Google Doc, but just think about energy. We get energy just from all types of things. Some people wrote earlier in our chat room from the sun and just from energy drinks, from exercising, from food. So there's different ways to get energy. There's different sources of energy. You can talk about electricity, which is a source of energy that has nothing to do with our body. Different types of energy, all right? So we just want you to think about the word energy. So now when we're talking about energy in our body, this energy comes from the food we eat. Our bodies digest the food we eat by mixing it with fluids, which are acids and enzymes that are found in our stomach. When the stomach digests food, the carbohydrate, which is sugars and starches in the food, breaks down into another type of sugar, which is called glucose. So glucose is what we use, or what our body uses for energy. All right, so the lesson 1, reading 1, what happens in my body when I exercise. I'm going to read that for you. Amazing things are happening in your body all the time. Like right now, as you read these words, your eyes are moving across the page, and your brain is helping you understand the words you are seeing. For your eyes and your brain to do these activities, they need energy. Getting this energy is complicated. Your digestive system has to digest food. Your heart has to pump around the body. Has to pump blood around your body. And your lungs have to breathe in and out. All of these things have to happen together in the right way for the chemical reactions that keep you alive. These chemical reactions are happening in every cell of the body. So that's what keeps us alive. One of these very important chemical reactions is responsible for providing you with energy. Food molecules react with oxygen so that your cells can do these things. In this module, you will learn about food and the chemical reactions it goes through to provide energy for your cells. You will also learn about the chemical reactions that produce the food molecules. Without these chemical reactions, there would be no food and no way for the cells of your body to provide the energy that you need to survive. So think about it. Chemical reactions is what we did in module 7.2. And we talked about all types of chemical reactions. Now we're actually talking about chemical reactions that take place within your body, within your cells. So before you begin, just think about what you might already know. And one of the things that you definitely already know is chemical reactions. We know chemical reactions are when atoms rearrange and they form new molecules. So how does that work inside of our body? Let's dig deeper. What do you know about chemical reactions in living things? Chemical reactions that take place inside living things are called biochemical reactions. So there is a slight difference between the regular chemical reaction and what takes place in your body, which is called a biochemical reaction. The sum of all the biochemical reactions in an organism is called metabolism. Metabolism includes both exothermic energy, which is energy that's being released in the chemical reaction, and endothermic, which is energy that's being absorbed. And when we say absorbed, we mean being absorbed like how a sponge absorbs water. Your cells absorb those chemical reactions. So there are 2 types of chemical reactions, which is your exothermic and your endothermic. And all of that is part of the metabolism that takes place in your body. So in other words, another name for chemical reaction when it's taking place inside your body is a biochemical reaction. And that biochemical reaction is best known as metabolism. All right, so we're going to watch a quick video.
Energy is needed to produce
And
physical
just
movement,
explains a little bit
maintain
more
body
about
temperature,
energy.
and keep up with all the metabolic activities in the body. In our bodies, all physical movement relies on the compound adenosine triphosphate, or ATP. ATP is stored in the muscles, so it is immediately available to produce movement. However, storage of ATP in the muscles is limited, so any movement that lasts longer than a few seconds requires more ATP to be produced. Our bodies have three systems that can produce ATP: the Atp Pcr system, the glycolytic system, or lactic acid system, and the oxidative system.
You don't have to have that memorized, but just know that there are three energy systems.
And the oxidative system is aerobic.
So again, you don't have to have this area memorized, but you do need to know that there are three energy systems and the two major categories of those energy systems. One is anaerobic, which means it needs no oxygen, and aerobic, which you're probably familiar with that word, and that's when you need oxygen in order for that to take place.
Because oxygen is needed for ATP production. The Atp Pcr system is based on movements lasting about 5 to 15 seconds, such as strength power movements like a golf swing, jumps, throwing, or racket serves. These type of quick burst movements can be done with ATP that is stored in the muscles. During short sustained power movements, or any quick bursts such as a short sprint, ATP will provide the energy alone for the first few seconds, with a compound called creatine phosphate, or PCR, buffering the ATP for another few seconds. Like ATP, the amount of PCR is limited, so this system can provide energy for movements up to about 15 seconds in total. This energy system produces ATP very quickly, but not over a long duration. Next, energy demands shift to the glycolytic system. This system relies on the rapid breakdown of carbohydrates. Glucose, which is one of the most basic forms of carbohydrates, is constantly circulating in the bloodstream. And glycogen is a stored form of glucose in the muscles and liver. This blood glucose, or glycogen, is broken down to create ATP through a process called glycolysis. During this energy supply process, a substance called lactate is formed and hydrogen ions are released. It's believed that the accumulation of these hydrogen ions in the muscle causes the muscle to become more acidic, contributing to fatigue and a burning sensation. Exercises that are performed at maximum rates for between 1 to 2 minutes, such as a 200-yard dash, depend heavily on the lactic acid system for ATP energy. This energy system produces ATP very quickly, but again, not over a long duration. The oxidative system involves the use of oxygen. Through two complex metabolic processes, the Krebs cycle or citric acid cycle, and the electron transport chain, ATP is produced. This energy system, with all of its processes, can't produce ATP nearly as quickly as the first two systems. However, this system can produce ATP for a much longer duration. This system can use carbs, fats, or if necessary, even protein. However, fats and proteins have to be broken down, so when the system uses them, the process becomes longer. This system is used for longer duration activities, such as a bike ride or long run. The chart on the screen shows an estimate of the percentage of energy used from each system, along with time plotted at the top. As you can see, the Atp Pcr system dominates at the beginning, then glycolysis becomes the dominant energy provider, and then energy really relies on the oxidative system. Here are two other charts. The one on the left shows an estimated rate of ATP production per second for each system. It also shows the rate for carbs and fats for the oxidative system. You can see how much more rapidly the Atp, PCR, and glycolysis systems are at ATP production. On the left is a chart showing the aerobic ATP production for trained and untrained people, showing the benefits of well-trained persons as they don't run out of energy easily. Each of these systems can be trained to be more productive. By changing your workout routines, doing explosive moves like box jumps, you can improve System 1. By doing circuit routines, going from one exercise to the next, with little to no rest in between and using lighter weights, you can train System 2. And by doing a 20 to 30 minute cardio session of low to moderate intensity, like walking, jogging, or biking, you can improve System 3. It's a good practice to train all three systems by altering your workout routines. The body is amazing, and it adapts very quickly. Changing up routines also provides mental stimulation, which helps overall health and can help people stay motivated to work out regularly. Remember this, folks. Heat your body as differently as possible, as often as possible.
All right, so that was just a lesson on just understanding your body and what happens to the foods and stuff once we take it in. If you notice, they talked about the carbohydrates, the proteins, the fats. As you take that stuff into your body, these are the types of things that happen. All right, so you'll notice in the classroom that there is a Google form there, understanding energy in our body, and you just have 10 questions that you have to get through. You are allowed to take this over and over again. Hopefully, you'll get it right the first time. But if you do take it and you see that your score is not quite what you wanted, please feel free to retake it. And then you're going to end with a quiz is assignment. If you were in the classroom this morning, you did see this assignment. And again, it's just 10 questions, just quick questions on exercise, energy, and what happens to our bodies. So please, this is posted. It is due by tomorrow, 11:59 p.m., which is right before midnight. And I hope to see you guys in the classroom tomorrow. Have a great day.